Welcome to the Hero Shack Chronicles pre-show. So what we're doing here is in the hour before our live show, we're promoting our comics as well as other people's comics. Do you have a comic book you want to promote? Let us know and we can put your video in with these videos. Welcome to the Hero Shack Chronicles pre-show. So what we're doing here is in the hour before our live show, we're promoting our comics as well as other people's comics. Do you have a comic book you want to promote? Let us know and we can put your video in with these videos. Welcome to the Hero Shack Chronicles pre-show. So what we're doing here is in the hour before our live show, we're promoting our comics as well as other people's comics. Do you have a comic book you want to promote? Let us know and we can put your video in with these videos. Welcome to the Hero Shack Chronicles pre-show. So what we're doing here is in the hour before our live show, we're promoting our comics as well as other people's comics. Do you have a comic book you want to promote? Let us know and we can put your video in with these videos. Welcome to the Hero Shack Chronicles pre-show. So what we're doing here is in the hour before our live show, we're promoting our comics as well as other people's comics. Do you have a comic book you want to promote? Let us know and we can put your video in with these videos.
The Nutcrackers' War has left the inhabitants of Planet Christmas hopeless and desperate for heroes. Dozens of provinces and villages have been taken over by General Almond and his evil soldiers who aim to rule the planet and capture all the Christmas spirit that's left. But out of nowhere, a new hope has arisen. Our young hero Garrett is on a quest to find Father Christmas, who he believes is the only man that might have the power to dismantle the war completely. Garrett and a leader of the small but mighty Christmasville militia could be the only chance the planet has at returning to its jolly old self. But several questions remain. Where's Father Christmas, and why has he not stopped the war already? Who is Jack Frost, and what dark partnership did he have with General Almond? And what evil lurks behind the drawbridge of Castle Wenceslas? Raphael Sam will once again be the interior artist of this second issue. I, Ryan Hawk, will continue to write the story, and Tom Barton, our great cover artist, will draft the 5-page backup story, The Tragedy of Jack Frost, as well as drawing the variant and main cover of the second issue. Bric-a-Brac is back and better than ever. Please help us make this a reality.
When you're a baby, ain't nothing better than your mother's breast. You're drinking and drinking and drinking and drinking. You don't need no utensils to eat because you're a baby. But when you start growing little teeth, mama goes, and she start taking a little spoon, putting some little food in your mouth. And at first, you know what they do? They spit it out. They don't like that. Well, mama don't like getting bit either. So she keep pushing stuff into your mouth. You see, so you go from this soft breast where you don't need any utensils, and then there's someone using an utensil which is kind of round and safe and begins to feed you. But when you mature, you start eating T-bone steak and you have some sharp instruments. You got a knife and you got a fork, and you don't need nobody to tell you how to eat. You just start cutting your food and eating it. The problem with the body of Messiah is that we've been sucking on milk for way too long, listening to the same messages day after day, week after week. How many times you need to hear that Jesus done love you and he died for you, and how many times you have to go in front of the cross? He ain't there no more. He's moving on, and people don't need a 2,000-year revelation of Jesus. They need a revelation of I am today. They need to see him today. They need to see him in you today.
A man of two worlds who walks between the darkness and the light. He is the last in the long line of protectors who fight the evils that have long plagued the earth. For 200 years, this Cherokee warrior has waged war against the darkness, forever struggling to keep sight of his past while honoring the memories of those he has left behind. This is Lone Wolf.
They said I couldn't get the rights to Earthworm Jim. They said I could not make hardbound comics in the USA. They said I couldn't do leather.
They said I was crazy. Well, maybe now they won't think I'm so crazy after all.
I want this to be a book where it's like going through my art pages.
Welcome to the Hero Shack Chronicles pre-show. So what we're doing here is in the hour before our live show, we're promoting our comics as well as other people's comics. Do you have a comic book you want to promote? Let us know and we can put your video in with these videos. Welcome to the Hero Shack Chronicles pre-show. So what we're doing here is in the hour before our live show, we're promoting our comics as well as other people's comics. Do you have a comic book you want to promote? Let us know and we can put your video in with these videos. Welcome to the Hero Shack Chronicles pre-show. So what we're doing here is in the hour before our live show, we're promoting our comics as well as other people's comics. Do you have a comic book you want to promote? Let us know and we can put your video in with these videos. Welcome to the Hero Shack Chronicles pre-show. So what we're doing here is in the hour before our live show, we're promoting our comics as well as other people's comics. Do you have a comic book you want to promote? Let us know and we can put your video in with these videos.
The Nutcrackers' War has left the inhabitants of Planet Christmas hopeless and desperate for heroes. Dozens of provinces and villages have been taken over by General Almond and his evil soldiers who aim to rule the planet and capture all the Christmas spirit that's left. But out of nowhere, a new hope has arisen. Our young hero Garrett is on a quest to find Father Christmas, who he believes is the only man that might have the power to dismantle the war completely. Garrett and a leader of the small but mighty Christmasville militia could be the only chance the planet has at returning to its jolly old self. But several questions remain. Where's Father Christmas, and why has he not stopped the war already? Who is Jack Frost, and what dark partnership did he have with General Almond? And what evil lurks behind the drawbridge of Castle Wenceslas? Raphael Sam will once again be the interior artist of this second issue. I, Ryan Hawk, will continue to write the story, and Tom Barton, our great cover artist, will draft the 5-page backup story, The Tragedy of Jack Frost, as well as drawing the variant and main cover of the second issue. Bric-a-Brac is back and better than ever. Please help us make this a reality.
When you're a baby, ain't nothing better than your mother's breast. You're drinking and drinking and drinking and drinking. You don't need no utensils to eat because you're a baby. But when you start growing little teeth, mama goes, and she start taking a little spoon, putting some little food in your mouth. And at first, you know what they do? They spit it out. They don't like that. But mama don't like getting bit either. So she keep pushing stuff into your mouth. You see, so you go from this soft breast where you don't need any utensils, and then there's someone using an utensil which is kind of round and safe and begins to feed you. But when you mature, you start eating T-bone steak, and you have some sharp instruments. You got a knife and you got a fork, and you don't need nobody to tell you how to eat. You just start cutting your food and eating it. The problem with the body of Messiah is that we've been sucking on milk for way too long, listening to the same messages day after day, week after week. How many times you need to hear that Jesus done love you and he died for you, and how many times you have to go in front of the cross? He ain't there no more. He's moving on, and people don't need a 2,000-year revelation of Jesus. They need a revelation of I am today. They need to see him today. They need to see him in you today.
A man of two worlds who walks between the darkness and the light. He is the last in a long line of protectors who fought the evils that have long plagued the earth. For 200 years, this Cherokee warrior has waged war against the darkness, forever struggling to keep sight of his past while honoring the memories of those he has left behind. This is Lone Wolf.
They said I couldn't get the rights to Earthworm Jim. They said I could not make hardbound comics in the USA. They said I couldn't do leather.
They said I was crazy. Well, maybe now they won't think I'm so crazy after all.
I want this to be a book where it's like going through my art pages.
Welcome to the Hero Shack Chronicles pre-show. So what we're doing here is in the hour before our live show, we're promoting our comics as well as other people's comics. Do you have a comic book you want to promote? Let us know and we can put your video in with these videos. Welcome to the Hero Shack Chronicles pre-show. So what we're doing here is in the hour before our live show, we're promoting our comics as well as other people's comics. Do you have a comic book you want to promote? Let us know and we can put your video in with these videos. Welcome to the Hero Shack Chronicles pre-show. So what we're doing here is in the hour before our live show, we're promoting our comics as well as other people's comics. Do you have a comic book you want to promote? Let us know and we can put your video in with these videos. Okay, 8 o'clock. Welcome to Hero Shack Chronicles. I am your host, Chris, and we already have a friend coming on board here. Hello, Gary. Good evening.
What's
Hey,
up,
Pyramid Nights. That's cool in the background.
Thanks.
It looks like a studio. Hang on, I got to turn my volume up. I just
I gotta turn
realized.
mine up too. I can't hear shit. There we go.
Oh, okay. I had something going on in the background. I have to adjust one thing in my settings because I shut off my echo cancellation. There we go. Okay, now I should be golden. Make sure everything's on. I like to start these in mute. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
Well, welcome aboard, bro. Diana's
Hey, man.
supposed to be here any minute.
Cool.
She says she's coming.
I can hear her in the back.
I'm surprised she's going to show up. She's busy. She's got this, I don't know, Thanksgiving thing going on.
Oh yeah, don't we all?
We have a collection of family coming, but it's under 10.
Yeah.
And except for the people coming in from Europe and Africa, we have no foreign visitors. Just kidding. How are you guys set up for Thanksgiving?
We're going to my sister's house. She lives in Shirley, the next town over.
Sweet.
Yeah. So I mean, we all hang out together anyway. So it's not like coming from anywhere that's not close by or any other red state. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. So how's the comic book world going, bro?
Oh my god, dude! It's going great. I just wish the cons would come up, man. I miss
Yeah.
it so much. I have so much fun at the cons, and I sell more books there. I meet more people. I can tell them more about the stuff that I'm doing. And
I need to be. I need to relax. Because I'm almost like not sure what to do with myself. Without the cons, I'm like going crazy. But I have ideas. December, I'm hoping to make a really cool month. Because we all know it's Christmas. So I'm going to try to pull off a really cool PDF freebie thing. Oh, the boss is here. I have to stop talking about that, I bet. Hi, honey.
Hey. Good to see
you. Every time I mention it to her, she cringes.
I got to get my thingies on.
Oh, listen. Her phone's going off.
Somebody's calling.
Sorry.
I thought you were going to bring on a special guest.
Who, me?
No, her.
Oh.
I figured she had someone calling in.
Did you get a new
Who, me?
Yeah,
no, I had to stop the Facebook Live one that I was into. I'm sorry, you guys. I'm here.
You look amazing. I do like the way you look tonight.
You like my Olaf onesies?
Yeah,
that's what I'm cleaning.
It's actually something with your lighting. It looks really good.
Oh, yeah, very nice. I see it now. My glasses on.
Yeah, now that you have your glasses on, you're so funny. Anyhow.
So, honey, what are you going to allow me to get away with this December?
Nothing. For what?
You know what I want to do with the book, right?
No, yes. I don't know. He's crazy. He wants to give everything away, and then he whines that he wants to make a full-time job. I'm like, listen, dude, you can't do both. You can't give everything away, and then look at him.
So here's my thought. I have to charge for the printing, obviously.
Yeah.
But with Christmas coming,
and
me already being at 22 pages on this book, I could like give the PDF away for free for like maybe just Christmas Eve night.
Yeah. Which book would you do that for?
The newest one.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
This one is going to actually have a Christmas storyline in it.
Okay. Back up, Jeff.
Yeah.
You want to give Gary? No, definitely not that. But here's the problem I have with that. We're trying to build our business like you, right, Gary? And yes, I think doing something nice would be good to do. But what are you going to do? Like open it up and give it to the world? Or how are you going to even do that? Are you going to give it to people?
If I can find a way, I would love to.
Are you going to
I want to try to spread it as far globally as I can so that hopefully, number one, enough people will like the PDF that they go, you know what, this guy's crazy. I want to go buy a book. If I get, so for like every 100 copies I get out there, if I just get one person to buy it, that adds up quick. You get 10,000 copies, all of a sudden you're starting to get a collection going.
All right, slow down there, buddy.
Wait. So here we go. So let's say we get it out there to 10,000 people and half of those are kids. There's a good chance they're going to come looking again. And guess what we're announcing for January 2021? We've already started an experiment, but we're going to play with the Kindle crowd there with some of our stuff. That's exciting because that's a whole new market that we've never touched. How do we get people to even notice it if we don't do some crazy things?
Okay, but are you going to just how are you going to get these free books out there? We have
no printed books, only PDFs, so they won't cost us.
No, I know, I get it, but are you going to use your Kickstarter and your Comic-Con list of people? We can start with them.
Yeah, and I'm gonna use every resource I have available. I'm going to call favors in from people who haven't heard from me in 20 years who will probably reject me, but I'm going to try to get everybody to share the PDF. It's going to be a motive, a strong Christmas. So
it's going to be called Share to PDF.
Yeah, I'm going to share it everywhere as far as I can. And if
go for it.
Why not? That's just my thought. Not every PDF, just this Christmas.
Yeah.
I'm flying through the book and it's getting better and better. I don't know, Gary, I'm starting. You're going to have to kick me next time you see me. Just okay, boy, you still suck. Boom. Just because sometimes I get a little cocky. And the last
You
few
think?
pages,
No, not Chris. Listen,
yes, but the
I've
last few
been really
pages I've been really happy with. I'm starting to go like, woo, you know, like I'm geeking out on my own stuff sometimes. It's
How do you
not perfect.
How do you go so fast through the books? I don't like.
It's funny because the digital process is firing me up so completely. So what happens is, hang on, let me share this. Oh, that's not the link. What happens is, literally, I was showing Diana the other night. I do the whole book in this like ant scribble stuff. Do you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
it really looks like crap when I do it to start the process. So.
Yeah, but you know what it looks like. It's going to come from it.
Well, then when I go into the finishes, because it's digital,
Yeah.
what I'm finding is if I just slow down just a hair and I don't let myself get lazy, I can make really good finished stuff. And then all it is going in and shading 60-40. That's my comic book game right now. That's the theology I'm using with the inks. And then I'm doing quick colors with some nice little cell shading and a little bit of effect. And boom, I'm like, wow, this page is done.
Hey, you know what's funny, Chris? So I was looking at, I had some emails come in. Do you remember that game that I bought, Cheer Up Games? They made a killing. I mean, these guys are making money hand over fist. I just opened up my email. He goes, hey, we have a new game and it's free.
God's trying to tell you something there, babe.
Yeah.
Do you know what he's trying to tell you? I'll tell you what he's trying to tell you. He's trying to tell you, say, we got a free comic coming. Will you download the PDF on December 24th? No, wait till I get a promotional package. But
I know you'll put something cool together.
I am excited.
He's very creative, super creative, Gary. He comes up with stuff all the time. I'm like, and some of it I have to say, yeah, you know, we probably don't want to.
She shoots down plenty of it, but I think that's good because you know
he already started with me this morning. I'm thinking about giving away a free PDF, my new book. I'm like, what? What are you talking about? This is like before I had my coffee. So he already started on me. I knew he was going to have his way because when he's like that, there's no.
Well, what's really neat is so far we've got 2 promotional videos for issue 3. And you'll be able to watch the artwork progress. And I haven't stripped it of any of its lettering. So even though it's unedited, it's the original script as I do it. And I do everything all at once. Like that's the other thing. I'll drop all these ugly squiggles into my lettering program and start writing through the script. And then go back and clean it up like all the artwork and stuff. It's so definitely.
I want to ask, like, do you like pencil the script first before the page or the artwork, or do you like?
No, it's weird.
First.
Yes. So, like, what I usually do is, I'll have an idea of what I want to do. This issue is weird though.
Yeah.
All I knew is who I wanted in the issue.
All right.
So literally, I had to tie up issue 2 of Hero Shack in Search of. There was a little bit of tension with UFO, so I tied that up and got that completed. Right. So my 3 main characters have now split, 2 together, and 1 is off on her own little adventure.
Okay. Yeah.
There's a sub character for this female that's happening, and a sub story, and on this one, that's the focus for this issue. Arctic Blast is taking Cyclopean to meet his foster parents. And his foster parents turn out to have superpowers, but they're not so dramatic.
Right.
The woman can use her hair, similar to Medusa, but I've always thought that's not really a great power. So like, yeah, okay, she can hit you with her hair. But she's a cool lady. She's got a superpower. Her husband can morph into different animals with the limited mass, right?
Yeah.
So what they did was they were taking superpowered children and fostering them when they didn't have parents, because they themselves have superpowers, so they could help kids learn how to deal with their powers without necessarily having to go up against, flesh melting lasers and bullets and things like that. Because not all superpowers would really be great in a battle, that's what I always felt about Medusa. I'm like, oh, I bet you that would be fun in a romantic situation, but I don't know what the hair thing is going to do otherwise. I'm going to hair whip you. Good evening, Lorenzo Sleestack. Welcome to the show,
Hey,
brother.
Lorenzo. How are you?
Lorenzo.
Doing well. How are you all doing?
I'm doing great. It's great to see you. I have not talked to you in like forever since Florida, I think. I don't think I've talked to you
She
since
has
before I
asked
left for
about you.
Florida. I
Yeah, I
have.
went to your Twitter page earlier, Diana, but it doesn't look like you've been using it frequently, which is might be for the best. It's kind of a toxic environment.
Listen,
She lets me
I
make them up.
cannot figure Twitter out for the life of me. I click on it every day and I read all these posts and I'm like, I have nothing to say. I don't even know what you guys are talking about half the time. I
We don't even know what you're talking about.
And it's so funny. And I'm like, I should put something. I know I said I was going to start Twittering, but like it just doesn't work for me. Oh my God. So I read everything, but I don't really know what to say.
There's a lot of complaining on there too, or people arguing over politics.
Yeah, it's like crazy. I'm like, I don't like
Honey,
politics.
I'll send you things to post on my behalf that you can
No,
say as you.
absolutely not. You are nuts. You're just one of those crazy people out there.
Hang on, let me get my book because I feel like I need to hold the book.
Yeah, go get your new book. It looks amazing. I'm very proud of Chris. I think this issue, you can I can see the progressive improvement. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like in the artwork and even in the storyline. By the way, your book, Gary, is coming out. I'm getting it in the mail on Friday. Yeah. I was trying to get to the post office, but the way I work and the only time I'm home, the post office is closed for lunch.
I gotta send you guys my newest book. So it's right here.
Oh, you got it.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Have you
promoting that, bro?
Have you put it up yet? Have you started a Kickstarter or anything?
No,
that looks really good.
That's my newest one. That's
Where can we buy it? Where do we get it at?
You can get it on my website, thepyramidnight.com.
All right.
But I'll just send me your address. I'll send you one.
No. You just bought our book. Okay. Yeah. All right. Yeah, I'll do that.
Wants to buy a book.
Hey, listen. I'll send you the address like you sent me your address 2 weeks ago when I asked you, silly. I was like, I have everything ready. Gary still hasn't sent me his darn address. Is it the same address as last time? I don't know. That's why the day that I texted you or Facebooked you last, I was literally on my way to the post office, but you didn't get back in time. And I had to get him out. I'm like, oh, well, he'll understand.
Well, we have to figure out.
And I didn't know if you wanted a signature. That was the big thing. I'm sorry, Chris.
Yeah.
What?
Oh, yeah.
We have to figure out our 2021 strategy because I still want to do crowdfunding, but I only want to do it in the sense of I want to have a comic involved, but maybe that's where we just offer our bling stuff with the comic. Yeah. Because if we're doing Kindle and Amazon and promoting that, then we should offer. Okay, so if we have a book on Amazon, we can offer a Kickstarter or an Indiegogo that comes complete with the 10 card, metal set, the metal card set. Or actually, I want to experiment. I want to start getting some larger ones. Eventually, I want to do a whole metal comic, but can you imagine the shipping on that? Oh my gosh!
Well, I always thought of those crowdfunding as a way of getting the book started, and then I always figured that people would put their books on Amazon, and yet some people just kind of left their Indiegogo store open almost indefinitely.
So you're right. That's exactly how they normally do it. But the way I've done it has always been backwards, bro. I've had my books on Amazon and then crowdfunded them on Kickstarter. And that was done basically because Preston was like, yeah, you need to try this. And it is a good vehicle for selling books. It's just, he's right. That's how people usually use a crowdfunder. They use it so they can actually get the money to make the book. And I just used it to see if I could sell the book through crowdfunding, and it works.
And another thing I heard, I think was from Tim Lim, and some other people have said this before. Some people like to offer just a little something extra for their crowdfund,
and that's what I'm thinking. Make the crowdfunding special with a novelty item. We lost Gary. I think he'll be back though. Mm-hmm. But Diana's done dolls before. We've done posters. We've done paper cards and metal cards. I'm really welcome back, Gary.
Sorry, I don't know what happened.
Welcome back.
And I am a huge fan of the metal cards. But Gary's the great guy for novelties. He's got cups and he's got.
Oh yeah, Gary's got a bunch of good stuff.
I had a puzzle made.
You
Get
did.
out of
Oh
town.
my
Oh
God,
my God.
Gary, that is so cool.
The 500-piece puzzle.
I love it.
I'm just talking about how he's the guy for
so good.
promotional stuff. But there he is. He's got one right
We're
there.
gonna get some of that. We're gonna copy you. Take that as a compliment, okay?
I got tons of buttons.
There you go. He's looking at all his buttons he's got. Holy cow.
This one has a cabbie on it.
Oh yeah. Very cool.
I think having that stuff might be better than having like extra pages in the book that you can't get on Amazon, because
I agree
makes
with
it
you.
really frustrating for me, like as a reader.
Very cool.
It has Sheba on it.
If I feel something's completely missing, but if it's some extra bling,
It's still going.
then it's just an added incentive to back the book. But I don't feel like, oh, if I missed it, I can't get it on Amazon because it's going to be missing some sort of.
Exactly, Lorenzo.
Even
I
though
feel
it's
the
not
same way.
like a key part of the story.
What are the ones you got, Gary? I'm listening.
The only
to
thing
you.
they can get, the only thing that
Oh, I like that one.
That's pretty shooters.
I like
By
that
the way,
one.
when I get up like this, I'm looking close at your pins.
I know the two of us are like, show us.
I should be doing this. Watch this.
And I am having a Thanksgiving Eve beverage, so I'm getting silly. I'm sorry.
Oh, I have one too.
There you go. Cheers.
Was that
Cheers
it
to
for the
you.
pins? I just gave you the whole screen and you're done.
Oh wait, I have baby clothes too.
Let me see.
Baby clothes?
Yeah.
I think that's what he just said.
The onesies, like I have a blue onesie with the Pyramid Night logo on it.
Get out. You do?
And I have a pink onesie with the Pyramid Night logo with Sheba on it for a girl.
Oh my God.
Oh my
That's
goodness.
awesome.
Oh wait, let's see what else.
But Lorenzo, I agree with you, man. Extra pages aren't really the way to go for a crowdfunder, in my opinion, either. And I think
even if it's like there's some sort of special ash can, but you
What
can't
are
get it on Amazon. Oh wow,
I have a
What
pink
about-
kid
that's cute.
that I want to put like a little T-shirt on that has the Pyramid Night logo.
Oh my gosh, that's going to be adorable. And I hate to say that word, but it will be.
Well, yeah, I know Tim Lim had like some bunnies that came along with some of his campaigns. These little
Yeah,
stuffed
Tim Lim
bunnies.
does that kind of stuff too.
Yeah.
That's funny. Oh my God.
Okay, but that's what I got right now. Oh, and I have these great books near me too that I like to put.
Oh, bro, that's awesome.
From my friends.
Thank you, Gary. That was really kind of you.
It's really funny because the other day I was looking.
Look, he's got calendars too, Chris.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Oh, that's really cool.
Thanks.
I had never even thought of like a calendar.
Mm-hmm.
That's something I don't see offered too much
Right.
on. I may have seen some calendars on crowdfunding, like just maybe by themselves, like crowdfund this calendar. But
Lorenzo, you should see him in a convention. Like that's how we met him. And like everybody has their tables with their books and stuff. Gary's got like tons of stuff. Like it's like, and you walk up and you can actually talk to the guy. You know what I'm saying? It's not like a huge stand where the creator's in the back somewhere just going, my minions will deal with you. No, Gary's like right up there playing. Although we did deal with your minion, but he was cool. Your son.
Oh, yeah, he was awesome.
My son.
Gary had like gone to get food or something.
Yeah.
The first
he
time
went-
we walked out.
Like, where's your dad? He's
My
gone
son
to get
checked-
food.
Yeah. Where are you, Dad? There's some people who want to talk. Oh shit, I'm getting on that dog. I'll be right there. You know.
That's cool.
It's really funny too because we always felt called to Pyramid Nights from the very first time. It was like
Yeah.
we got to check this out, bro.
We enjoy it.
Thank you. And I love
You're
your
awesome.
stuff too, man. And
Yeah.
we're both like evolving in our work and our
Absolutely.
and everything. And I
It's so much fun.
appreciate you put my the Pyramid Priest there in your book. That was a great tribute. I appreciate that a lot.
Mhm.
Well, you can obviously tell I love doing stuff like that. So anytime you want to collaborate together, let me know. You know how I play. I just go nuts. This
Yeah.
next issue wouldn't even be done if it wasn't for the fact that I spoke to. I'll just say,
promised people.
I think it's just her screen name, anyways. I spoke to Cheyenne. When I first put out my first Kickstarter,
Yeah.
because Preston was coaching me, he said, have an upgrade where you say you'll draw somebody in the comic. Okay,
Yeah.
so I put that in there. And she was someone I was just, I knew in just through tweets. And she said, boy, I wish I could afford that. I'd really like to be in a comic sometime. And I went, well, you know what? I can just make it happen. So I asked her about her husband. I
Yeah.
got a little bit of background information and a couple of photos, and now I'm putting them actually in the story because I told her I would put her in Hero Shack
That's
for
awesome.
the
Yeah.
third issue. And so it's a blast. It makes it exciting. It's like, how can I make this something that they'll enjoy too?
Yeah.
Because it would be easy to put them in the background as some sort of characters, like, hey, look, there you are on page 1296, and I want to add them.
I did that
Yeah.
too. I met a guy who has cerebral palsy at one of the shows, and he liked my books, and he said he didn't have much money, so I just gave him some of my books,
Uh-huh.
And he said, it'd be cool if I could be in one of your books, and he actually is. His name is Andy Duval, and so I put
Okay.
one of the characters, one of my Forbidden Zone 12 Hipponoid characters in my book, and one of them's name is Duval, and he has the green bandana that goes around his head.
That's
All right.
awesome.
Book, and that's him. And
Oh, nice.
so he was so excited about being in a comic book, and it was great just to make him smile and have that. I send
Yeah.
stuff here and there. I send them shirts and hats and things, and I gotta send them their latest book too. But let me see if I can find a picture of it as one of my characters. Hang on a minute.
Yep.
Beep beep beep. Let's see. Where is he? Oh, he's right on the end there. If you can see it, it's right there.
Oh, that's awesome, Gary.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's him.
Very cool.
That's cool. Yeah. So I did the same thing you did when you were just talking about. You meet some people and you say they're cool and they want to be in the book. Yeah, I'll put it in the book.
Yeah.
That's great. That's awesome.
It's funny because it's like, sure, and
Yeah.
I think to like the creators like us, it's not a big deal. Like, we're like, sure, we'll love to have you, but like to them, they're like, wow, that's huge. And
Yeah.
maybe it's
It
because
is.
the mystique of comics, maybe because superstars can't do that every time they meet somebody they like or whatever it is.
Yeah.
It kind of allows us that joy, like where I don't know if I'd ever get an opportunity to draw somebody, even a crude caricature like I do, and bring that much joy as they'll have holding a book that they know they're in,
Right.
I think it's cool.
Well, even Reapers has the werebear.
I know.
And
Oh yeah, that's really cool.
Thank you. I had a lot of options to what I was going to put in there, and then I was just like, oh yeah, let's get Arthur Burns. Why not? He's an open source character. Let's see if I can use him. I think Mech is happy with it, and if he's not, it's okay because I am.
I don't know
Yeah, I
if he got
certainly
it.
haven't heard him complain about it. And
No,
I think what
he's
have,
been really cool about it. The thing is, okay, so I know Gary goes through this too. I'm already looking at the book and going, boy, I'm doing so much better right now. That artwork does.
Oh yeah.
I do it every issue. I look back and I go, I'm getting so much better than I was in this book. And that book was just a few weeks ago. I'm like, oh.
But now I'm hiring people to do stuff for me.
That's awesome. And I think eventually, especially if Diana and I really are serious about growing as publishers, we have to consider hiring people and building a library, even if it's just, I'm even thinking like, okay, if there's, I don't know, if there's someone out there who doesn't have any clue how to publish and needs a Diana, how can I get her services to help them too? Like, how do we grow? Maybe we hire another management kid and build it up that way, or because really a lot of creative talent just needs the management.
Yeah.
And I'll be honest, we also need someone to go, nope, you're done. Your issue is due now. Get your butt,
Yeah.
because sometimes it's easy to just get lost.
I know. But here's Duval again in this. You can see him in the center there.
I have seen him before, haven't I?
Mm-hmm.
What issue is that one?
Duval, yeah.
Is that an older issue?
That's book 3. That's number 3.
So I've seen him before. I thought so.
Yeah. But I know what you're saying. That's why I need to do a Kickstarter so I can pay all these people for doing work for me.
Right.
Well, you should actually use it. You're actually funding it. Like,
Yeah.
so the difference between what I have the liberty of putting my free time into it and then selling it on or getting it through Amazon and having it able to be online. And like when you do it that way, like, so I set my goal at 500. I didn't need that 500 for the production. I just needed it for the Kickstarter to be successful. And that was how I sold the books because there's no conventions. But like for other people like you, it's supposed to be a way you can get money fed into you so you can pay that talent to build the book.
Right.
Like I think that's how it was actually meant to be, and I'm just kind of, I guess I'm abusing it.
Yeah. Well, no, you're not. You're funding your own time and your own work, and like
True. It's just it's a weird way to do it compared to how other people use it.
Yeah. But even your podcast must have cost money. Set that all up with your backgrounds and all your special effects and paying your wife to stay up past 8 o'clock at night.
Yep.
That's gonna.
Well, here's the funny thing. Y'all really believe I'm married. She's actually an actress. She lives in North Carolina. I have to pay her to come up for conventions. It's an arm and a leg.
Yeah, and you got to feed her dog when she comes up. It costs
It's
money.
horrible. That's sad. I shouldn't say that because you never know. There are weirdos on the internet who'd go running with that. He pays a woman to play his wife on TV.
That'll be a Twitter feed. Watch out.
No, not yet. If we ever get popular, this stuff could come back and bite us. But even then, I'd laugh at them. These are the good times, man.
But I am really excited about The Last of the Reapers. I think it's a good story.
Yeah.
There's room for improvement in anything, honestly. I mean, when you're at our level, I mean, it's we're not really
It's easy. It's
amateurs.
It's very easy to forget that this is the end of our second year because of the things that we've improved on. Just the printing. Okay, so if you had told me that I was going to figure out the full bleed in Amazon, I would have never guessed it. It took me what, honey, 2 weeks to get this approved?
Yeah. Oh my God, it was awful.
But now that I have the template, I can do it. And the things I've learned, like now I can do 2-page spreads.
Yeah.
It's
so they give you a template to work with to put your
No, they don't. No.
Oh.
So they give you a general idea in their text and stuff, and you can get templates, but none of them make any sense. So when I was trying to do the full bleed 2-page spread, they would have you tweak it. And one of the problems they have is you can't have any text boxes outside a certain margin.
Yeah.
So the page where I have the newspaper cover inside the book, and there's a newspaper story about China being dead and California's in trouble. It's all end of the world headlines. Where Pyramid Knight's movie is postponed. But I had that bleeding off the page, and they kept rejecting it. And I'm like, why? And finally, I started doing some deep research, and it was because it saw the type running off the page and didn't understand it was artwork. It thought type is running off the page. You can't print this.
Okay. Yeah.
So they must use an automated process to approve manuscripts.
Right.
In light of that, though, I now have a perfect template because I got it all worked out with not with Pyramid Knights, with Last of the Reapers. So now I can take what I've learned there and apply it to all my future templates, which I'm doing right now with Hero Shack 3. That already has one beautiful 2-page spread where our villain Super Scrooge actually comes into formation, and there's a whole storyline there. About can I give away any of the story, honey? There's only like 2 or 3 viewers.
You're gonna anyways, but yes, I don't care. Go ahead.
Okay,
ruin it for everybody. Ruin it. Go ahead and ruin it.
This child is from a poor family, and I've already ruined it if they slow down the preview video because it's all there. But this child comes from a poor family, and Santa never seems to visit his house. So one year he makes sure he's good. From January to December, he is perfect. Not even a problem, right? Christmas Eve, he stays up all night, no Santa. He goes out to the tree, no gifts. Mom's all down and depressed. She's a bum anyways. Social worker shows up and gives him a toy. It's like a Dollar General action figure.
I'll be right back. Keep going.
He takes out the toy, starts to play with it, and the toy comes to life, and the toy is possessed. The toy is actually what I'm calling a cyber sprite. And it comes to life, and it educates him and tells him that the reason Santa doesn't come to see him is because Santa hates poor children, and he wants them all to die. And he convinces the kid that he has to go out and fight this bad Santa.
Yeah.
And so the story is going to go, he's actually from the same town as Arctic Blast's foster parents. And when he goes into town to try to destroy Santa, Santa's actually going to be her husband, who made himself look like Santa by using his powers of transformation. So he just transforms into a fat old man and goes up with his long beard. You know what I mean? Kind of like Tim Allen does when he was in the Santa Claus.
Yeah.
And of course, so all the mayhem ensues. So Super Scrooge, he's dressed in like a Christmas tree type outfit. It's a tight fitting outfit, but Christmas tree is imprinted on it like a pattern. And yeah, so he has powers like he can see what's going on through the Christmas ornaments on any tree. He has a magic power which lets him close his eyes, and he can do surveillance that way, and that's how he like knows where to go. He can teleport through the star. He has all these unique powers that have to do with all the Christmas decorations that basically come from this child's imagination when I was a kid. Like, I used to wonder, how could Santa Claus know everything I'm doing? Yeah. He's got powers to watch you through the Christmas bulb, the ornament. So that's now incorporated in the supervillain. And ultimately what's going to happen is, number one, Cyclopean's going to realize that Jesus loves him just the way he is. It doesn't matter if he thinks he's an alien or not. There's a Christmas story going on there. But also the little boy who was transformed into the Super Scrooge is going to realize that he was lied to, and that the spirit of Santa is what really counts, not who's behind the beard. And yeah, so I'm doing the ushy gushy Christmas trope-filled issue. But I think I need to. I want to do a trope-filled issue. I'm like, yeah. I want to have a Christmas issue, you know, where it's full of all these little in little ideas that I've always had, and just play with it a little, and in the end, have a happy-go-lucky, everybody loves us, you know.
Well, you got to get that out. You know, you got to get all that stuff you thought about when you were a kid out.
Yeah. That's where all my ideas are coming from. So I love it. I'm like, what else can I really explain that I was all twisted on when I was 8 years old, you know? Because when I was a kid, I did think Santa Claus hated poor people. Because in my house, Santa Claus came, but he gave me crappy toys compared to the kid down the street who had been into detention all year long and was telling his mom to F off. I'm like, Santa, I did everything right. And I got Dollar General toy.
Yeah. Why do I have socks and underwear? I don't want socks and underwear for Christmas. I wanted Batman, Superman. I wanted the Fortress of Solitude, the Batcave, the car that drives by itself, and the characters that fit in them, that move when you tell them.
My favorite Christmas story is the year I begged for either a trash
here we go
computer or a Timex Sinclair computer. And what they were just little crappy computers that you hooked to your TV that you could learn to program on. I'd fallen into programming in high school. I loved it.
Yeah.
I said, Mom, please, I'll do anything. Actually, it wasn't high school. It was earlier because I still believed in Santa Claus or some crap. No. Yeah, it was on that edge where she knew I really didn't believe, but
you were a young adolescent.
Right. So
probably middle school.
Long hair.
I begged, moaned, and groaned and thought for sure I'd get it. And I got a chocolate computer. It was tiny. And an electric typewriter because my mother assumed it was for writing. What else would you use a computer for?
Oh, no. Those Timex turned out not to be have too much software. I guess someone could like somehow modify it and then make it compatible with a ZX Spectrum.
Yep.
ZX.
I heard the same thing. In retrospect, it was kind of good I didn't get one, but I wouldn't have minded one as a youth.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I could see your disappointment because it seemed like, you know, I could imagine somebody seeing that and thinking maybe that could be the new next best thing or the big popular thing because it was made by Timex, but I don't know exactly why they didn't end up porting more software.
So I have to say, welcome,
Hey,
Mighty Geek
Terry.
Studios. Yes.
Oh, hey, Terry.
Yeah, how's it
How are
going?
you doing? Thank you for
I'm all right.
the picture. I saw it, but I've been
You're
crazy.
welcome.
I didn't have no time to talk this week. I was like a crazy lady going out of here. I still am. I've been doing some more demo Diana videos, Terry.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're waiting on your
Okay.
next episode. I didn't
Yeah,
have any.
I have them in my phone. I just never dropped them to you. They're
I
here.
didn't have any demo Diana this week
No,
because there
I've
were
been
no
making
new
them.
episodes. So this week we just premiered the Ironverse, I think it's called. It's a guy I've known on Twitter for a while. I've seen his tweets for a while, and I just discovered that he had a promo video for his. Is anybody familiar with the Ironverse?
No.
A little bit.
Okay. I'm just getting into it, so I can't really talk about it yet. But he seems like a nice guy, and I was like, yeah, I'll just add him to the playlist because that's what I'm doing now. I'm not even asking for permission. If you got a promo video and I can find it, it's possible that it'll end up on my playlist.
Oh, who's
You
that?
should ask your permission, Christopher. I did not know you were doing that.
Yes, they put it out there on YouTube. I'm sure I can do it.
You guys, I just can't keep track of this dude. I'm telling you.
Who are you promoting now?
That's where like, what?
Yeah, you're like, wait a minute,
What?
you want to promote this guy?
Turns out-
Anybody really? If I like what I see, I'm just promoting it. Hang on, let me. I'll actually pull in the video in a second. I'm trying to pull it up. Okay, here we go. It's called the Ironverse. Let me share the screen. I figure we might as well talk about some of this because I really want to promote comics too. I want to promote not just mine though. I think it's no. Is it this one? Let's see if it's this screen or not. No, it wasn't that screen. Okay,
What's
hang on.
Diana eating? Diana, what are you eating?
Oh, sorry. I'm so bad. Like Chris yells at me. You know what happens is half the time it's my dinner time. I eat really late at night because I work. These are Pringles. Pringles.
Good.
I love Pringles, and I'm drinking wine, and I'm in chat, but I'm also doing homework. Sorry, honey.
Don't believe her, guys.
That's good.
No, I am doing homework. I'm writing a thing on social psychology. I'm analyzing all of you.
We shouldn't be on this podcast then because we're pretty messed up.
No, it's all right though. It's good. It's good info.
Hang on, I lost the video. I got to go back here.
So, do you guys want me to? Do you want me to block my video? I will. I'm over here eating.
No, I want to watch it.
No, we like it. It's cool.
It's boring just
Yeah.
to see a picture on there, you know.
Cool.
I mean,
My
no
office is a
offense.
mess behind me. You know what I did before I got in here today? I laid down a piece of linoleum in my in the downstairs bathroom because the person that we thought could do the floor couldn't do the floor. I bought new floor, like a drop-in, floating tile floor, but the toilet has to be out and the cabinet has to be out, and that's like way out of my comfort zone. Did you find it, honey?
Yeah, you ready?
Yep. Go ahead.
Okay, let's see if this works.
Let's see.
That looks pretty cool.
I know, right?
Looks like a heavy metal movie. Wow. Definitely a heavy metal movie.
That's really good.
Yeah. Oh, I like that effect. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Great work.
Some really nice colors.
Yeah, I like that.
Mm-hmm.
They're bright, but they're not too bright. You know?
Yep.
Oh, is that the Jack Iron books? Because I've always wanted to back them, but I.
Yes, that's the name.
Wow.
Yeah, it's
He's really good, Chris.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really
fantastic.
Good. I like that. What's it called again? The Iron Universe or the Iron Verse?
It's from the Ironverse, and Jack Irons, I think, is the name of the book, right, Lorenzo?
Yeah, I think that's the name of the series.
I
He's
think it
very
might be
good.
coming up right here.
I wonder if they have like an anthology or anything yet.
Yes.
Maybe you can buy the previous stuff. That's what I'd like to do is get all the books.
Yeah, it said something about ironburst.com.
Yeah. Wow.
But he's a nice guy, from what I can tell.
Is he local? Is he local, like from around here?
No, probably not. I'm starting to span out. So your work is if I have to drag you kicking and screaming, I'm exposed to people all over the world. Actually, I was surprised because we had 2 international orders I was unaware of.
Listen, can I just interject here? I could wring his neck. I'm there and I'm like, we have an order from France. How cool is that?
That's wicked cool, dude.
We have an order from Canada. Wow, way cool. So I go down to the post office. As I go down, hi, Mr. Post Office. I got to mail all these packages. He was like, oh my God.
Well,
do you guys know the movie? What's it called? It's got a sloth. He's very slow.
Is the animal one?
Yes.
Animal one.
Let me look at this. Yes, it goes to France. Yes, sir. How much is it going to cost? Let me see. Now I have like half hour to get to work. He was so slow. I'm standing there. I'm like tapping my fingers. So then he does the others. Okay, this will be $3.33. Blah blah. Okay. Oh, this is one from Canada. We have to weigh this. And like he went through this whole thing. Meanwhile, the next person in the post office, they've already gone through 3 people. And I said to him, sir, I have an appointment at 2:00. I really got to get out of here. Okay. He was so slow. So to send to France, it was $24. For me to mail the package was $24.
Holy cow.
For me to mail the package to Canada was $20. I said I didn't do it the first time around. I said, I'm not mailing these. And what do you think Chris said? Honey, we have to do it. I'm like, we're losing money, but that's okay. We have to do it.
From Brazil too, that wanted my books, and
what'd you end up doing?
It happened to be like 40 something.
Yeah.
International shipping is a pain in the butt.
But,
oh my gosh! Right?
He's a fan. I'm not gonna like deny him. He wants my book.
But I do have an answer coming because what we're gonna do is on our crowdfunders, we'll offer a special international level. If they want to pay for that extra shipping from us,
we'll just bump up the price to help cover with cost. Yeah.
Yes, but I'm also going to start opening up our books to international printing, which means
through Amazon.
Our royalties go down slightly, but that would mean someone in England can order a book from a printer in England with my stuff.
We may have a whole market out there we're not even aware of,
Right.
So you guys are on Amazon and Kindle?
They're the same thing, except for Kindle, they actually have this cool new app called Comic Creator.
Yeah.
And what it does is, you know how Marvel has their books up where you click through it and it zooms in on a panel and then it'll slide over to the next panel and then slide
really
over.
Cool.
It has that kind of animation to it. So I set up all my panels and then it runs through it. And the person gets to read the comic, or they can look at the full page. And I think they can download a PDF if they wish, depending on how they want to use it on their device. Right now, I think, what did I put up there, honey? It was one of the Hero Shack books.
Wow.
It might have even been the first one just as an experiment. But I'm working on Last of the Reapers.
You did. The very first one you did.
It takes a little while to translate the book in because you have to set up the panels. Unless you don't care, you can use the automated one. But I found the automated one would screw things up. So you can use it and then edit it. That's a quick way. But basically, you have to go through every page. And with Pyramid Nights being 106 or not, I keep doing that tonight, bro. It's the logo. I get distracted. I see Pyramid Nights. With Last of the Reapers, it's 106 pages. So I think I'm halfway through it. I have to go through every single page.
Yeah. That's amazing. You did 106 pages, dude. That's awesome. Wow.
But by the way, Diana, Zootopia was the movie you were thinking of with the slide.
Thank you. One of my all-time favorite movies. I could not remember the name.
Yeah, I had a hard time. I had to look it up.
Thank you.
So I do
Lorenzo,
have to
you're
do a
roboting.
little disclaimer there.
What's that?
That 106 pages includes the 26 pages that
Uh,
I tried to do for the 24-hour comic
Yeah.
and had to finish after the 24 hours because I only did 14 pages in the 24 hours.
Oof.
But nevertheless, I took the same approach to the other pages on time limit and stuff.
Yeah.
So it still has that rough feel throughout. It's just I wanted to complete it, and since I did it in the same time that I was drawing Last of the Reapers,
Yeah.
I was like, I might as well just include it.
Right.
It felt fair to include it,
Right.
because I was drawing it on their time anyways. But it's a cool story, and I think I think I will have it redone somewhere down the road.
Yeah. Did you
But
include
when
it in your Last of the Reapers book that you published? Is that what you said?
Yeah, it's like a secondary feature in that book.
Oh, okay, okay.
So that the Reaper story is 80 something pages, and then or I don't know the math exactly. It might be 79 pages. But then I used the 24-hour comic to just pad the back of it.
Yeah.
But the story's pretty good, and I think ultimately what I'll do is at some point once we're successful, I'll hire a creative team to actually readapt that story. And then have like all my old works redone by new talent. So like I'll hand a writer a book and say adapt it to a 24-page book.
Yeah.
You don't have to stick to the script, but I want the story told the same story, just however you want to phrase it, and give it to a new artist and say have fun and see what I come up with.
That too. I thought of doing the first two books that way, but then I'm thinking to myself, oh, it's my creation. I'm going to keep it the way it is, just so people can see how the book evolved to where it is now and in the future. So I know I thought of that. So I thought of like having someone professionally recolor it, someone professionally like, I'm spending enough money as it is on the books that I want to come out now. So I mean, it would cost me ridiculous money unless I can get that money back from Kickstarter or something. I'm just a working middle class guy.
Yeah, I and that's why we went with Amazon, because we wouldn't have been able to do what you like. We did not have the money. Christopher.
But
those noises you're making, honey, are disgusting.
Christopher.
I thought you were peeing in your office.
No, I was putting water in my glass, you goof. Hey, can you check your messenger? Because I sent you a link I'd like you to post in the chat here thingy.
I'm trying, but it didn't update on my computer yet for some weird reason.
All right. I went to Amazon to show you guys what the Kindle book for Hero Shack. It's the very first book. And it's up it's up on, you can get it on Kindle now. So.
Hang on, honey. I'll grab it because it's just as easy for me to go and do it than for you to try to send it to me.
Sometimes I look at like digitally like comics on Kindle or what do you say, Amazon or all the other ones. I mean, they're fun to look at that way and to focus in on each panel and every word balloon or whatever. But to me, like a comic, in my opinion, is better when it's on paper and you can collect it and put it in a box and then go back to it later on and see it.
Yeah, I agree with you. The thing about it, and really, I think maybe the only way comics really survive as we know it, is if we can adapt the digital thing that the kids are into. And the thing is, they're not really buying comics either digitally, but they are buying a lot of digital stuff, if you know what I mean.
It's always on the computer and stuff, and
right.
Look at things that way. I get it. I mean, I'm not bashing it. I'm just
I kind of feel exactly like you do. I'm like, well, even if it's on a tablet, it's an app. Then it's not a book. You can't.
It's not a book in your hands. It's not a collector's item either.
Yeah, I like getting both. I like to read the PDF and then put the book aside.
Okay, that's good to know, Lorenzo.
Yeah, and the thing is, I can't always find the books when I want to read them, but if I got the PDF, I can have that on.
And see, with Amazon, we can market it. Like I do believe that the PDFs that are put out there help ultimately. I think I have a belief that when my work is solid enough it'll start selling itself. I won't have to be such a salesman and include bling and do shows and beg and all that stuff. When it gets to the level that I want it at, it'll be like Doug TenNapel. I'll come on and say, hey, got a new book coming out. Come back. And by the next day, you're funded. It's like, thank you. And I don't mean light funding. He does incredible stuff. In fact, I ran his new video tonight. I think it's new, where he talks about his leather bound video or his leather bound book. He's actually done a leather bound art book for the comic that he does.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I mean, it's a bigger IP. Earthworm Jim is huge.
Yeah.
But it's still awesome. In fact, funny story tonight. Diana thought I had said I had talked to Doug, and she got excited for a second, thinking I was talking to TenNapel. And I said, no.
In a sense that he's a pretty well-known guy. He's got a great following. To have a conversation, like, that's why I got excited, not because
I really
know the guy.
I hadn't talked to Doug since I had done Hero Shack 2. So I said, no, but we're still cool. I could text him and he would DM me back. We're fine. And so I wrote him. I said, hey, Doug,
this is what he writes.
I told my wife that you would DM me if I DM'd you. So DM me back so I can make sure I have a good dinner. And of course he did. He's like, okay, cool. And I'm like,
Chris is known as the crazy artist, I think. People are going to start like, I'm waiting for the emails. What's wrong with that dude?
I still know the guy, the famous guy, he's still cool with me. We're all right. It's just, I haven't.
You're such a weirdo.
I just don't want to take advantage of any friendship with him like that. To me, it's like, hey, Doug, I have a new book. Will you please sell it with me? No. If it's good enough, he'll look at it and go, cool.
Yeah.
And the hardest part sometimes is to remember never to take those things personally, especially if you're going to leave it to people on their own accord to like it. If they don't like it, like I shared Last of the Reapers PDF with a couple of people for free.
Yeah.
And I really thought I'd get a response, pro or negative, pro or con, whatever. I thought, okay, definitely going to hear something.
Yeah.
And I heard nothing. And I'm like, okay, keep in mind, people get busy. And some people, if they don't like it, won't say anything. They'll just go, oh, maybe they'll forget they gave it to me. But I never forget. I just go, okay, relax. Something's up. I just need to do better next time. Because when it gets good enough, if you're really good, when they get that PDF, they're going to swing that open no matter what, you know? And that's my goal. Yes, honey.
So you just talked about giving away 2 or 3 PDFs to people just so that they could like read it. Were these people that you solicited, or did you put it on Kindle?
There were people that I solicited because they are known comic book reviewers / fans. In that pursuit, I was trying to gain publicity and criticism.
Aha.
That's the voice he uses.
Yes. When I contact these people, I say, please read my comic.
That's funny.
So I have to say,
there, buddy, you could be like one of those voice cartoon guys, you know? Yeah,
my wife, but my wife tells me she hates it. Like, we go to bed and I'm like, okay, honey, it's time to get freaky. She goes, knock it off.
I'm like, stop it. You're making me, he's so silly all the time, guys. You think that this is a show. This is really Chris. Like, he's like this all the time. You have no idea what I deal with.
Okay, so I'm working with
you guys should feel bad for me for living with him.
I'm working with a new guy, and his first language is Spanish, his second is English, and he can speak and stuff really fine, but I think I confuse him because like he got the first real taste of me today, and I was just bouncing off the walls, and I'm like, blah, 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 and he's like, help. I'm like, what? And he's like, I don't know this network, and I'm like, okay, and I'm like running around still, and I didn't even comprehend his question until he answered his own question. I'm like, okay, just cool. Let's take a break, you know? Boom, boom, boom. He's asking me about comics. And I forgot to share his photographs tonight. I'll do that next week. He's got a site that I want to share where he's done photographs. You know, he's an amateur photographer. Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right.
So I'm gonna make him a little commercial for his website.
That's
Like if
cool.
you actually watch all the videos that I put up, they're
Yeah.
not all for comics. I have Shinobi's one of Shinobi's art videos up. He's got a channel where he shows off his drawing talents all the time. So I put up one of his quick videos to promote it.
So what do you use to make those videos? What?
Well, actually,
Yeah.
I made the Hero Shack ones, the Otis Smith one, and I did one for Point Man Comics. Everything else is you guys, like yours. They made their own, and I if they put them on YouTube, I share them through my playlist. And what I'm going to do is the first hour before any show we do, I'll run
Welcome
all
back,
that.
Jerry.
Yeah, welcome back, bro. I'll run that playlist occasionally with new Demo Diana episodes. And
I love that, man. That's so funny.
yeah, but I mean, I'll promote.
They're dumb.
I'll promote everybody's book that way, and I'm not going to be like specifically discriminating, if you know what I mean. Like, I'll let most books through if they're nice people, if they're cool, if the book isn't like obviously pornographic or or hate, you know, like if it's like join the Nazi comics, no, you're not getting on my show at all ever. No. But you know,
the thing is, with the redefinition of Nazi, it's going to be like anything that's not an SJW comic is going to be a Nazi comic.
Well, I'm hearing like so like people on the left would call. There's some people on the left who call everybody on the right a Nazi, and some people on the right who call everybody on the left a communist. It's kind of getting silly because you know, maybe somebody has one thing in common with a Nazi. Maybe they both drink water or something, and you know, and they'll get lumped in. Well, it's a slippery slope, you know. So you got, you know, because the Nazis were into that, you know, the Nazis, you know, I mean, the Nazis actually had like an interstate highway system. Like, you know, they built the Autobahn. Does that mean if we go on the highway that we're a Nazi? I mean, I don't know. Or maybe the communists had one thing that they did and they got it right, you know.
Well,
Well,
it'll be
if you're
like this.
Republican, you drive on the Autobahn, you're a Nazi. So
It'll be like this. If you take an airplane, drive on an interstate highway, you're a Nazi. Because you have to thank the Nazis for those things.
Yeah, or drive a
Diana,
Volkswagen or something.
Diana, don't do that. You look like you're doing the Heil Hitler.
Uh-oh.
No, I'm trying to raise my hand. I didn't want to interrupt.
Yeah, look at that. Look at that. We're talking about Nazis. You're like, hey, over here, hey.
Ooh. No. I was trying to get your attention. You guys were having a great conversation. So this is the thing, okay? I have Thanksgiving dinner to prepare. Chris does not do any of that. Chris draws.
But here's the good news, though. I have to go too because Preston Poulter has his. Yes, I do. He has his writing show at 9. And Preston Poulter. And I encourage everybody to go over and check it out. It's a show that has helped me with my own story writing, and I don't want to run over on top of his show, but I also did this so I could intentionally start promoting his show as well. He used to get like 30 or 40 watchers and people would participate, and it's been down a little bit lately. And I figured, well, our 1 or 2 viewers might.
Well, I know it's a show you enjoy watching, so it makes sense.
Yeah.
Well,
I figured that this would be the time you'd be going.
Well, while you guys decide what you're all gonna do, I wish you all a wonderful, amazing Thanksgiving.
Well, this is not a school night.
Drink, be merry, pat your
Maybe,
bellies,
just
watch
maybe.
a movie,
yeah,
and I will see you all next week.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, hope to see you next week.
Maybe Diana can stay out past curfew.
I'm not gonna see you for a whole freaking week.
Yeah, remember you hired me to be your wife.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
These
A
COVID
lot.
travel restrictions are really hard.
All right, you guys. Peace out. I will see you all next week. Bye.
Take care. Peace.
All right, bros. Yeah, I gotta shift gears and go over there, or else I'm gonna feel.
Yeah,
really
I don't think there's going to be a Thursday night Sleep Stacking variety show. It's because it's Thanksgiving tomorrow, so I might end up on a different day.
I actually may not have
Friday
to.
or
Let me see if he's even doing it right now.
Dude, you have a Sleep Stack variety show on Thursday night?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh. I gotta check it out. I didn't know you had a show. Sorry, I didn't know.
We haven't had as much variety lately. It's been mainly people drawing and talking about movies and like classic video games and stuff. But sometimes we have people on who play music or make like the old fashioned style video games and like the stuff I grew up with in the 80s.
Yeah. I'll have to check it out some night. Thank you. Yeah.
So I just put it up so you guys could see Poulter started.
Okay. All right, brother.
I'm gonna run. But I love you guys, and hopefully we can
I love you too. And it looks like he's got. Oh, that's a great group of people he's got on there.
He's got a nice assembly tonight. He'll
Yeah,
go.
I know all those guys. I mean, I don't know them all personally, but
Yep. But he goes through scripts, and actually, I've learned a lot about how to structure my own stories. So I highly recommend it for anybody interested in writing. And
it's like a workshop type thing.
Yeah, they'll actually do a reading of 10 pages of script, anybody's script.
What's that site?
It's actually on YouTube. It's Pocket Jack Comics. If you look up Pocket Jack.
Okay.
And he's live right now, so it goes right into his stream.
Yeah. Are you live on there too with them?
No, I haven't joined in, and I probably won't. He's invited me before, but what I usually do is I just sit, I listen, and I draw.
Okay.
And I get a lot out of it. He's but this is the guy that taught me how to do Kickstarter. So.
Oh, all right.
Yeah,
you have a link to his show?
I probably can find it because I got his thing right there. I must. Hang on a second.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
I don't know if it'll let me share it through the StreamYard chat because I tried to share another link, but let's see.
Yeah, typically you have to put it directly on YouTube. Well, it looks like it might have worked. I don't know.
Yeah, it looks like it did go. Very good.
Cool beans.
Because we got this one, and then I have this one.
Right.
Yeah, so I'm going to shut this one down. If you guys are interested, join us over there. And if not, hopefully we'll see you next week. I'm going to try to come up with more reasons to stream. So maybe we want to do like I don't know. There's other drawing shows, but we can do stuff with our artwork. We can do stuff with our characters.
Yeah.
Maybe do our own plotting workshop.
Sounds good.
All right, man. I'm gonna kill it now, and it's weird because first we'll end the broadcast and then the studio closes. But here we go. Okay.